Overwhelm, just the idea of looking at it can be overwhelming. And a lot of us don't even want to talk about the concept of being overwhelmed because it is overwhelming to just even entertain it. So we're so trained unconsciously to, run from it. And if we run from overwhelm, we very often miss the magic and one of the main ingredients in success. So when I was doing this, I was talking about this idea of taking a day on versus taking a day off, right? Because the idea of taking a day off usually is attached to overwhelm. So have you ever felt like you just needed a day off or to step away from something? So the very nature of wanting or thinking that you deserve a day off is what it is that I want to talk about. It's a potentially, as we say, below the line way of thinking, right? Think about that for a second. If I feel that I need a day off or that I need to step away from something, in that moment, I can perceive and receive that I think something's happening to me and I need to back away from it. That's what I mean by below the line. So as in the perception that the day is happening to you, therefore the solution is to step away from it. See, that's where I want to go is this concept of backing off from overwhelm there's a perception that it's a solution, right? And that might not necessarily be true. So let's imagine a different reality, and the reality where you are so content and happy, and you'll remember this as a child, you're so content and happy in this reality that you don't feel that you ever need a day off. So let me take you back to a time where you used to be like that. So just remember that image of yourself as a child playing your favorite game or playing on a playground outside, right? And your mother comes out and says, "Hey, Dragon." She didn't call me Dragon when I was a kid, but just for fun. "Hey, Dragon, it's time for dinner," right? "It's time to do your homework," or something like that. And that's the last thing that's the furthest from what it is that you want to do. So you remember those days where you would be having so much fun playing and engaged and playing with your friends or whatever that you could just do it forever. You don't need food or anything like that. So just recognize that we used to have a time in our lives where we would just be so engaged in what we're doing that we didn't want to step away from it. The idea of taking a step back or a day off didn't make sense, right? So imagine if your life and your daily activities, because this is the reframe of your mind. Imagine if your life and your daily activities were set up the same way, where you never felt the need or desire to take a day off. In fact, you looked at your life and the things that you do in your life as something so fulfilling and so necessary and just so logical. It made so much sense that you never wanted to step away from it, right? So your desire in that world is not to take a day off. Your desire is to take a day on. Now, in the realm of personal growth and pushing forward and success, we recognize that we're not supposed to stop things when they're in momentum. We're not taking a day off. Sometimes is what we think we need to do, but it never gets us to the end. Now, taking a day off is not the same thing as recuperating and rejuvenating. I'm talking about stepping away from something. When you step back and rejuvenate and recuperate and rest and take a nap or go to sleep at night, that's still, you're still on, but you're just working on yourself to put yourself in a better position. So the very idea of wanting a day off implies that your cup runneth full, and that filling of your cup is happening to you, as I said before. So that's that concept of it happening to you. It's a victim mentality, victim of circumstance, and it's a below the line concept. And we always remove ourselves from responsibility when we feel that way. Well, not all of us. So that you have too much going on, potentially overwhelmed by that, having too much going on, or maybe that you have gotten involved in activities that you're just not good at and need a break. So let's look at this with a wide open mind, right? And also open heart. One of the things that I love is anytime, one of our biggest challenges I've spoken before is that we don't harmonize our mind and our heart. We let our mind and our analytical mind, programmed by yesterday, call the shots, but your heart is what you want to tap into, harmonizing your mind and your heart. That's what Karma Mind does. That's what
Yes.
chickens, we forgot our sponsorship.
A guided meditation podcast rooted in Buddha's beautiful teaching.
There it is. And when we listen to those meditations, it helps us bypass our analytical mind. But an easy one is when you talk. I notice that it's becoming a habit for me now. I put my hand on my heart and I tap my heart. So as we go look at this concept of being overwhelmed, I want you to release yourself from the analysis and the analysis paralysis of analyzing this concept of overwhelm with the very concept that you use to perceive it, right? So tap your heart and ask your heart the question. So.